All right.
Damn, hustling, 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 hustling,
It's your
hustling,
boy,
hustling,
Ski.
hustling, hustling.
Oh, welcome back to the Matrix. You're not just in the Matrix, you are the Matrix. How's it feel, Neo? And today we got ourselves a banger daily market news analysis. What is up? What is up? How's everyone feeling out of 10? Let me know down in the comments down below. Make sure you guys are spamming that like button, hitting that share so other people can spam that like button. Let's get this party started, y'all. 6.7, 10 out of 10, 4 out of 10. If you're watching on TikTok, I am live on YouTube and X. If you want the best viewing experience, go ahead and head over there. TikTok has lost its privileges from me until September 30th, 2025. You will not be seeing my charts on TikTok until September 30th, 2025. They have lost my privileges because I'm done with the BS. So if you want the highest quality experience with the music, the charts, the good camera, the good microphone, all that, head over to YouTube because I'm live right now. What's up, y'all? What is up? Hi, Ski. What's up, fam? Someone asked me about what are your thoughts on tomorrow? We form a local bottom, then climb throughout the month. I think we've already bottomed. I think well, let's get into it. I think it's a buy the event narrative. And I think that we have already bottomed. We will make another higher low in my estimation. But I think that the local bottom is already in. So let's just show us where I think that we're at, actually. Let's start there. So on the top is Bitcoin present day. And again, if you want to see my charts, you know where to find me. On the top is Bitcoin present day. On the bottom is Bitcoin during the war in Israel. Both are during the on the daily charts. So basically, again, I just made a video about this too, but same structure. Peak here, peak here, peak that goes higher, peak that goes higher. Creek down, selling climax, boom, take it all out. Selling climax, boom, take it all out. Secondary test goes a little bit lower than the selling climax. Secondary test goes a little bit lower than the selling climax. All that is the same. You get your automatic reaction, Then you start making higher lows. So in my estimation, and let me make sure we're on the daily. Yes. In my estimation, I think that we are somewhere in this neighborhood right here. Right after the secondary test. Let's delete some of these. So the secondary test goes lower than the selling climax. Secondary test goes lower than the selling climax. Directly after that, you get a higher high. Doesn't quite take out the automatic reaction, but it's a peak. It's a move to the upside. A move to the upside. And then you get a higher low. A higher low right here. In my opinion, we are somewhere in this neighborhood structurally. And working our way out of here. Okay, that's where I think that we're at. Okay. In order to have a continuation, we would take out this high right here of $88,000. We'll get somewhere between $88,000 and $92,000, somewhere in that neighborhood. We could even take out this. I'm not going to put a limit on where the higher high is going to come into, but at least $88,000. It needs to take out this height right here. Okay? That's what needs to happen. And then I would expect another higher low. Probably back down to $86,000. 85,000, somewhere in that neighborhood. And that would be this move right here. And then you have your full breakout. So that is the structural, what I think is happening right now with Bitcoin. And I think we are very much at the end. And I think that the worst of it is behind us. Now, I don't think that we're just going to shoot off in a straight line from here. But I do think we are rounding the corner. Sup, Beardski? What up, the web? Echo Prime, what's your opinion and price prediction? I neither have an opinion on Echo Prime nor do I have a price prediction, but I will look at it. YouTube under what? At your boy Ski, YA. BOYSKEY. I'm live right now. What do you think of Pepe? I think Pepe will do a 3x or so. Looking 72 to 75-ish. I don't think so. That's what everyone is. That's the popular call. And just whatever is popular, I just don't think. I think that 76K was our bottom. At some point, we will go back to 72K. I do think that. But I don't think before we make another leg higher. This could be months and months from now. But I think structurally, if my theory is correct, 76K, that was the end of it. Now, it's possible, though. It is possible. I'm not mad at 75K because my theory is we're working on accumulation. And, you know, there's two different structures of how accumulation can work itself out. Accumulation is, number one, would be what I think is going to happen, which is the secondary test was the lowest. Secondary test in phase B was the lowest. And then your LPS is a higher low. That is the most common, but you do get a spring sometimes. And that would probably take you into that neighborhood of $75,000. So I'm not saying that that's completely done for, but I am saying I'm seeing a lot of $72,000 calls. And I don't think it's going to happen. That's my prediction. Brewski, what do you think of Solana? Looks like it wants to break out. I'm bullish on Solana in the medium term. Long term, I'm very bullish on the technology of Solana. My price target for Solana is $400 to $500, though. Let's look at Solana on the chart, though. I haven't actually looked at the chart on Solana in a little bit. So that's where I think that we're at, guys. If I'm to be held true, I want to see a move in this week. I would say this week, taking out $88,000. So if my theory holds true, we need to take out $88,000 this week. Okay, so that's the line in the sand to the upside. We need to take out $88,000 this week. So we'll see. Let's look at Solana. XRP bottomed. What about TAI? Do I think... Okay, so I'm looking at Solana right now on the daily. I think Solana's bottomed. Yeah, I do think Solana's bottomed. I don't know that it's broken out. This is pretty red. So on the daily RSI, we got all the way to 17, which was the lowest we were since the absolute, the second lowest we got. So yes, I would say that this is a bottom right here. This is a structural bottom. That doesn't mean that we're just going to V-bottom out of here, but I do think that the worst of Solana is behind us. In all probability, you're probably going to get some accumulation like this. Get your sign of strength, back test, boom. Retracement takes you to 237 in the micro, and then the macro takes you to, well, there's a little bit of inflation that I'm factoring in, but you could call it 550. So that is in confluence. The 1618 is in the macro 1618, so that's probably a target right there. That's 407. So the micro Fibonacci takes you to the macro Fibonacci. So that anytime you see that, that's a key level for sure. That is a key level for sure. When you see like micro Fibonacci's and macro Fibonacci's lining up, it's definitely a key level. Thoughts on one Bitcoin, 400,000 V chain, 2 million Solnic, and next bull run will be close to 1 million. Yeah. Honestly, any one of those has a potential to being 1 million by itself. I think the three of them will get you there. Sup, Ski? Did you hear about Solana's Fire Dancer upgrade? I did not. Enlighten me. What happened? Sui near protocol going up in 2025. I think that Sui has bottomed. I'm not that bullish on Sui. I think it goes to... There's just too much inflation on Sui to me. I don't... Like, if you think that you're going to invest, you know, $76 and you're going to be able to retire on Sui, I think you have the wrong expectations. But if you invest, you know... Can you double your money on Sui? Can you triple your money on Sui? I think that that's realistic. If you were to invest $1,000, I think you could realistically think that you could get $3,000, which is really good. But if your expectations are more than that, I think you're going to be disappointed. Personally. I would love to be faced meltingly wrong about that, though. I would love for it to be the true. Do you see ICP recovering? I do. I actually just opened up a long on ICP this morning. I just opened up a long on ICP this morning, so that is my thoughts on ICP. 2.0, 2 to 3 month time. Let me know. What does that do? What's it supposed to do? We'll look it up during this live stream. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you for the $2 donation, bro. You savage.
But the cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
What do we got here? CLV. Thanks for your support, bro. I appreciate you. Not enough data on that one. Let me see if I can find a better chart for you. Okay. I'm not mad at this chart. This looks like an accumulation chart to me. Let's see about the tokenomics on this before I give you my TA. On CLV. This is the one, right? Oh, this is kind of wonky. Okay, no, we're good. All right, so FDV is 52 million, and then the market cap is 31 million, so that's 59 million. What percentage is that? That's pretty close. That is, let's see, 44%. So that's pretty high. It's okay. It's still within the range, but I would say you're more likely going to retrace with this. 44% inflation is a lot. It's not ridiculous, right? It's not like, oh my God, you're cooked. I would just give it a higher probability of retracing, which is really good returns. You're talking $1 to 120. I mean, that's insane. Yeah, retrace is all you need. That's all I would be shooting for. I would probably de-risk at the 236 even. Even getting to the 236, which is a 15x. Yeah, I would certainly de-risk everything at the 236. Hey, BOYSKEY. It's the same handle. I'm live on YouTube right now. Stay blessed, you boys. Ski. Already know you're with God over everything. That's right. Listen, I told somebody commented on one of my videos, and they were like, they tried to like throw my faith in my face. And this is what I'll say to that. If you look at me as the answer or the example, then you will go to hell. Then you can go to hell. I'm not the example. All right? I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. I'm not the example. I just point to the right direction. That's it. But you do whatever you feel like is good for you. I can only just say what's helped me. So there you go. That's all I really have to say about that. Quant 300. Go those chickens, those trees, go camping, bro. We need alts to pump. Web, thanks for the $10 donation, bro. You savage.
But the cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
Alvarez thinks it's better if we dip tomorrow so we can have a higher pump. What do you think? I think it's okay if we dip tomorrow. I just want to see, I don't want to see a lower low at this point. A dip is fine, especially because we had a nice pump today. I imagine tomorrow we're going to have some volatility. Like, expect volatility for sure. A dip would be fine. Like, we've had a nice day for crypto. I think Bitcoin was at like 82,000 this morning. And we're at 85,000. So a dip tomorrow is fine. It's just the context of it would be, what is the context? My trading view thing got all messed up, by the way. So we're at 85,200. If we dip tomorrow to, I just don't want to see this get taken out. We could go all the way to 78, all that would be fine. It would still structurally be true. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm not mad at that. I don't think it's a you have to dip tomorrow. I don't think that, but it's okay if we do. That's what I'll say. Render or near? Let me get render. Thanks for all your hard work. Much appreciated. Can you do TA on Dent and H-bar, please, Ski? Yeah, I think I like both of them. We'll take a look at them. Webb, thanks for becoming a member. Cream of the crop, you savage, bro.
But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
What do we got here? XDC, I like XDC, 40 to 60 cents. TIA, I'm not a huge fan. What do you think about Bitcoin do with the tariff news? I think we've bottomed. I've been saying that for a while. I think we're working on a bottom structure. Okay, hear me when I say structure. Understand the difference in structure and then the actual. Can we wick lower? Sure. But what I'm saying right now is when we look back at a year in this 60-day window, we will look back as the bottom, the local bottom. And that's what I think that we're doing. I just want to buy the event. Yes. Solnick still medium case? No, that's my bear case, Alex. My medium case is $1. What's your main channel, YouTube or TikTok? YouTube is my main thing. I post all the same content, but if you want the best viewing live experience, it's going to be on YouTube. What happened to 1K? 300 is the retracement. 1388 is the parabolic. So 1,000 is still definitely in the cards, Mike. XLM, $1 to $2. Tariffs on hold again. Do you think still ICP to 100? It dips so much. 100 is parabolic. 30-ish dollars is the most probable. But yes, $100 would be parabolic. I will definitely be de-risking a lot at $30. Shiba. I think we'll 5x from here. How could I get your thoughts on ETH? I opened up an ETH long this morning. That's my thoughts on Ethereum. I opened up an Ethereum long this morning. That is my thoughts on Ethereum. That long is definitely up right now. I think Ethereum has bottomed as well. Ethereum's very oversold at this point. I just moved that. I mean, a medium move is going to take us back to 3,000. I think that's in short order. And ultimately, I think that Ethereum gets over $7,000. I crap all over Ethereum, but Ethereum is grossly oversold at this point. VeChain is one of my top blue chip value plays. 20 cents, 40 cents, 60 cents. That's my low, medium, and high case for VeChain. Does HBAR have high inflation? HBAR did have high inflation. It did. Past tense. Same thing as Dent. Dent had high inflation, past tense. Both of their inflation is either done or mostly done. You know what I'm saying? So the market cap on HBAR is 7.25 and the FDV is 8.57. So 84% of the inflation is already done forever on HBAR. But in 2022, it wasn't like this, right? It was like half of it. So they did a lot of the inflation from 2022 through 2024. So that's why HBAR to me is not necessarily going to be a huge play right now. But HBAR is going to be one of my top altcoins that I'm going to be accumulating in the bear market because most of the inflation is done. But they did have a lot of inflation in between 2022 and 2024. So is HBAR inflationary? Past tense, yes. Yo, what's up, John? Jay says, sorry, I'm late. A wizard is never early nor late. He's always on time. Do you think today's pump is a bad sign of a drop coming tomorrow? Yeah, probably. We'll probably have a little pullback tomorrow. It's not a crazy pump though, so we'll see. Ultimately, I think that we have bottomed. My video keeps freezing. It says, "Damn, I'm right on time. Maybe it's me." Am I freezing for anybody else? Go to YouTube. I know we're not freezing on YouTube. Let me turn off my Wi-Fi. Let me just do my data. That might work. But we're not freezing on YouTube. If you want to see my charts and get the best viewing experience, head over to YouTube. YABOYSKEY. Jay says, Lord of the Rings reference, you're based. Love the shirt. Thank you. I appreciate it, Alina. This shirt's... We got the Heisenberg shirt. TikToks works better for me on mobile. Yeah, head over to YouTube. We got a better viewing experience over there. Thank you for the roses. I appreciate you. You savage. First time seeing your channel. Do you think meme cults make a comeback? Yes. Memes are just a cultural thing that's never going to go away, in my opinion. But you're only going to see it during the times of like Bitcoin making big pumps. I am the danger. You think the bears come knocking? I am the one who knocks. High, medium, low for Dent is half of a penny, 1 penny, 2.57. I gave you an extra one. For H bar, I think it's already hit the low. And I would say 66 cents for high, as high as a dollar. But for me, H bar is going to be a top value play for next cycle. LCX thoughts, $1 to $2. Thanks for becoming the... Thanks for all the roses, Alina. Yeah, we're working better on YouTube, right? AIOZ. Have you removed any of your top play coins recently? Not recently, no. Not recently. I have removed some, but not recently. Bitcoin Death Cross. I just made 3 videos about the Death Cross. Go check those out. But in short, it's not what you think. Okay. All right, let me answer your question, and then we're going to talk about Skiesenberg. Trying it again on YouTube now? What are you trying on YouTube? All right, let me answer the question about the Death Cross real quick, and then I'm just going to say, look at that full video, because I did a really full breakdown. This was like a couple of days ago. I'll give you the short answer, though. There's been 8 death crosses in Bitcoin's history. 5 of them were outright bullish, doing a minimum of a 1x in the next 90 days. 7 of 8, the local bottom was in, and we did not make another low for 100+ days. 1 of them, we made another low after doing a 40% move to the upside and then making a new low 231 days later. And then there was only 1 that was truly bearish, but it took 30 days to make another low. 1 of them was neutral. Most of the time, so 7 of 8 times the local bottom, 30-day bottom was in. 5 of the 8 times you did a minimum of a 1x move in 90 days. And 1 of them you did more than a 10x. So I think it's bullish, even though it's presented as bearish. That's what history would tell us. Bull run is over. No, it's not. I just made a video. 4 reasons the bull market is not over. Here are the 4 things to confirm a bear market. Spoiler alert, we have 0 of 4. Bitcoin dominance cannot be in the 60s. That's 1. Bitcoin must be below the 50-week moving average. We are not. Bitcoin must be below the 2-week 20 EMA. We are not. And Bitcoin fear and greed cannot be in the 20s. We have 0 of 4. Let me know when one of those things happens. And then we could say it's over. Or we can have a conversation. All right, let's talk about AIOZ. Because we see these lines right here. This means that I put this here because I charted this a while ago and I didn't like that there was a huge gap here. But it's taken this out at this point and it's went lower. So this is what I think still though. It's kind of trading. It's just trading on top of the prior range right now. So relatively, we haven't broken the downtrend, but I expect some accumulation out of AIOZ. The next leg will take you to about 150. Your video was far too long. Just kidding. I know, right? My top value plays as of the time of recording. Solnick, News, H&T, Flux, Theta, Naka, IOTA. VeChain, ADA, Link, Rose. What else? ICP. I'm trying to think. I think that's all of them. I might have missed a couple, but there you go. There's some of them. Yearn Finance. There you go. There's some of my top value plays. My chart got all messed up here. What are your thoughts on Algo? I like Algo. Fundamentally, it has too much inflation for me, though, for this cycle. I think it gets to $1 to $2. This is annoying that this happens every now and again. Come on, good. You see Bitcoin hitting a new all-time high between April and May. I do see Bitcoin hitting a new all-time high between April and May. Yes. Thoughts on Fluckers? What are you having me look up, bro? What is this? Thoughts on XLM? $1 to $2. Link target for 2025. $38 low case, $78 medium, and $178 for my bull case. Is this it, bro? Oof. VeChain, 20 cents, 40 cents, 60 cents. Thanks for the follow, bro. I appreciate you, you savage. This chart's weird, bro. Something about this is kind of sketchy to me. The Real Monkey, thanks for becoming a member, you savage.
But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
Is Flux, Dynex and Flux are both still on my list right now. Top AI plays are Dynex and Flux. The one with the bird. I was about to say. Let's try this again. FLO. What do we got? $15 million. This is an Ethereum. Okay, this chart looks a lot better. I don't know what this means. Let's go on the daily chart. It's not really enough data, man. I mean, I think that this is the accumulation. It looks like it might be working on the sign of strength. Retracement is 0033. What's the holder? How many, what's the supply? 12 billion. Okay, that's not ridiculous. So that's a 2x to retrace. Parabolic is a 12x. So there you go. If we dip from the news tomorrow, do you think we have more work to be done? No. It depends on how much we dip. Because we pumped today, I would expect a little bit of a pullback tomorrow. That's not a crazy statement. It's just what I want to see is like 76K to hold. As long as 76K holds, then we can just reevaluate. We don't need to reevaluate. We're still on the same structure. Does that make sense? Long-term hold plays, Solnic, Flux, VeChain, XRP, Bitcoin. There's my top 5. The Web, thanks for the $2 donation, bro.
But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
That mass network died today. So buying Solnic will combat the cabal banking system. It will put the power back in the people to be your own bank. That's what it'll do. What coins are in your kids' portfolio? Solnic, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Link, VeChain, I think that's it. Off the top of my head, I'd have to look. I have a spreadsheet. Let's go. I'd have to look at that. Is that something that you guys want? You guys want my kids' portfolio list? I mean, it's a boring list. It's not a sexy list. Off the top of my head, it is VOO. So like there's stocks in their portfolio too. So they have gold, silver, VOO, I think VTI, and whatever the international one is. I don't remember what the ticker is, but it's the International Stock Market ETF. I don't remember the ticker off the top of my head. That is in their portfolio. All these are automatic buys every week. I don't think about it. And then the cryptos that I mentioned earlier. I think everyone looking for 76K Bitcoin, big money will do the opposite. I think we see a bounce from here. I agree. I think we've worked. I think the bottom is in. I've been saying that. How do I show proof that I bought NFTs? Send me a picture on Telegram, bro, or Instagram, anywhere, and I'll give you the group, fam. Thanks for your support. I want Ski's portfolio list. You can find my portfolio holdings in the Telegram as well. Our gold and silver ETFs are physical. Not your keys, not your crypto. The same goes true with gold and silver. I buy silver every week just like I buy Bitcoin every week. I buy gold every week just like I buy Bitcoin every week. I'm building for my kid too. Everything that I do is for my legacy. Everything that I do is for my legacy. I'm not here for the short term. I'm not here. I do not care about what happens the next 2 minutes. I do not care about what happens the next 2 hours. I do not care about what happens the next 2 days. I do not care about what happens the next 2 weeks. I do not care about what happens in the next 2 months. I do not care about what happens in the next 2 years. I do not care about what happens in the next 2 decades. I care about what happens in the next 2 generations. You hear me? I'm not here for the next 2 minutes. Thoughts on XRP? My prediction for XRP for this cycle was $5 to $14. That, by the way, or not 14, excuse me, $5 to $8. By the way, that's been my exact prediction since 2022 when XRP was at 30 cents. People said I was way too bullish, and now we're here at $2, and they're like, come on, move the goalpost. That's what's up. I will not eat green eggs and ham. Yes, do you have to care when the trees arrive? I'm planting the trees in April. Sometime in April, I promise. I've already ordered them, damn it. I'm just waiting. I ordered 20 trees. I ordered some maple trees. I ordered some pear trees. I ordered some peach trees, some apple trees, some cherry trees. I think there was something else that I ordered. I'm lying. My wife ordered all this stuff, and I have to plan it. But I know we ordered 20. Now I'm all awake again. Yeah, I think Dynex hits. Is it me or is it laggy? Head over to YouTube. Better viewing experience on YouTube. YABOYSKEY. I'm live right now. Do you know anything about Loaded Lion? I do not. Do mid-cap altcoins stay at current levels until Banana Zone in November? I don't think so. No. I think we make some move between now and May. I don't know that that's going to be the parabolic move, but I think we get some move. What about Solana? Fire Dancer, bullish AF in my opinion. I haven't looked up what that entails. What is that? What are the actual developments of that? Tell me. Let's look it up. I don't want to get trolled here. What? You're the third person to mention it. So what are the actual things that are going to be on that? What is it actually going to do? What is it proposing it's going to do? Let's see here. It's been in development since 2022. This upgrade aims to boost Solana's stability and speed, addressing frequent outages. Okay, they need to fix that. The network has experienced It's designed to increase the network's throughput, resilience, and efficiency. The upgrade, it will give Solana an edge in the competition to attract global financial markets to the blockchain technology. Theoretically, speed is 1 million transactions per second. I don't care about theoretical. Give me the real deal, brass tacks. I don't care what you theorize about. What do you actually do? That's a big deal, though. Currently, only a hybrid version of Fire Dancer called Frankendancer has been launched. Combines the elements of Fire Dancers and Solana's. Okay, so it's just going to make it faster and more efficient and keep the uptime up. That's good. That's good. That's good. Does money go on trees? Yes. What was the price of Dynex you stopped halfway through? I think it's $5, $3 to $5. So there you go. I'll do a deep dive on that. I'll make a video on it. I'll do a deep dive and I'll do a breakdown of it. But that's yeah, that's a big deal. What do we got? How will the markets be affected by tomorrow's after Orange Man's announcement? I think the bottom's already in. It's buy the rumor, sell the news. That's what you do when things are bullish. So what is the opposite of that? If it's a bearish thing that we can know that we have foresight that is going to happen, buy the rumor, sell the news is the bullish thing to do. For a foresight event that is going to take place in the future. So what is the opposite of that? If we know a bearish thing is going to happen in the future, what would happen? Sell the rumor, buy the event. I think that the bottom has already happened. And everyone else is waiting for lower lows. And then they're going to jump in and buy. Okay. Okay. I'm bullish. Yes. I think the bottom is in. What is the best place to buy Solnic? I think Soulflare or Phantom are the easiest ways. Alvarez says Fire Dancer is coming to rule them all, released in 3 months. That's a big deal. Listen, if Solana never goes down again, that's going to be a big deal. Because that's the only thing in the armor. That's the only Achilles heel of Solana right now. And it's a big one. That's a big deal. But if they fix that, I think that they have a legitimate shot of taking some real market share. Take a real piece of Ethereum's market share, which I think it's already been chipping away at. But this is another step in the right direction to continue that process. He says, what exact is Fire Dancer? I don't understand it. It's Solana's update. That's just what they're calling the update. But essentially, it's going to make it faster, more scalable, theoretical 1 million transactions per second, plus improve the network security and uptime. Link prediction, $38 is my low case for Link. $78 is my medium, and $178 is my bull case scenario for Link. This will be my first bull run. Would DCAing into Bitcoin the rest of the move rotate into my altcoins when Bitcoin dominance goes down before the alt season? Realistically, you want to do it before dominance goes down, not as after. You know what I'm saying? Like, realistically, you want to do it before. I would just, at this stage in the game, I would just DCA separately. I would just DCA into Bitcoin as your savings, right? Save in Bitcoin, save in gold, save in silver. I just made a video about this too, right? Okay, so I'm going to pivot a little bit to gold because it relates to what I'm about to tell Jo. Okay? There is a narrative, a very popular narrative, and a lot of people feel this, that real estate is very unaffordable. It's so unaffordable, right? There's a real estate bubble. And millennials and whatever the hell the generation below me is, does anybody know? By the way, I don't know. We'll never be able to buy a house. That's the narrative. But I did a breakdown, and I went decade by decade. The average cost of a house each decade, and I can show it to you. There was a, but I went decade by decade, the average cost of a home per decade. And then I measured it in not dollars, not this worthless thing, right? Not this worthless thing. No, we measured it in gold. Measured a real estate property decade by decade in gold. And what I found was the most affordable decade since 1970 to buy a property was 1980. And it cost about 100 ounces of gold to buy the average house in America. 1990, the average was 300 ounces of gold to buy the average home in America. 2000, it was 250 ounces of gold to buy the average home in America. 2010, it was 180 ounces of gold to buy the average home in America. And today, it's 130 ounces of gold to buy the average home in America. So right now, today is the most affordable that real estate has been since 1980. But it's not presented to us this way because people are saving their dollars. They're saving their money in this worthless thing that loses value at a stupid rate. This thing is worthless. It's not real estate that's ballooning. It's your dollar that is crashing. Gold has been the same price since 2,000 years ago. It has the same purchasing power. It doesn't go up. It doesn't go down. It is what it is. Okay, and the whole reason I started talking about that was saying saving your money in Bitcoin, saving your money in gold. I do not save money in dollars. I do not save money in dollars. I save money in Bitcoin. I save money in gold. And I think to go back to J.O.'s original question, I would just DCA into Bitcoin with the understanding this is my wealth savings. And then the altcoins, generally, I would view it to get more savings. And I would just DCA separately. Tell me about it. I'm from the UK. Gen Z. Is it Gen Z? That was fake money? Cap. I could have used that for some Solana. It's indeed illegal to do that. Cap. If you had $1,000 of dry powder, what is your top three you'd be looking to go in? Solnic, VeChain, Flux. That's a low cap, a medium cap, a bull cap, or a blue chip cap. It costs money to buy a home. It does cost money to buy a home. My point in that thing is we're being fed a lie. Measure it in the real thing. Like if you read the Bitcoin Standard, they will teach you about the Roman Empire. Do you know why? I'm going to show you guys. If you look at a quarter, do you know why you have these rivets on these quarters? This isn't a quarter, but we're going to pretend this is a quarter because we all know what I'm talking about, right? I don't think I have a quarter. This is 2 ounces of silver. Okay, do you know why there's these rivets on this? Does anybody know why? Because of coin clipping. That's copper, isn't it? This is not copper. This is silver. I buy silver every week. Every week. Every week. Because of coin clipping. That's right. So the Roman Empire was the first recorded inflation in history. And what they did was they collected all the gold and they clipped off the edges. They melted it down. They printed new gold coins. And they were 8 grams of gold. And when they clipped it, it was 6.5 grams. But the thing is, they presented it to everyone as though it were still 8 grams. And then they did it again, and they did it again. And eventually, the 8-gram gold coin eventually was 4.5 grams. This was the first recorded inflation in history. Okay? And this is important because what happened was eventually the merchants figured out, like, hey, this is BS. You're telling me this is 8 grams. This is not 8 grams. And so what did they do? They raised the prices. And then what happened was the Roman Empire was like, they're evil! They're greedy! These bastards are raising the prices on rent! And then what did they do? They made it illegal to raise prices. Sound familiar? Stop me if you've heard this story before. And then you know what happened after that? The merchants stopped selling goods, and the Roman Empire collapsed. Measure the houses in gold, and you will get the truth. What if they didn't know it weighed less? They did. They figured it out.